What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. And you know what I don't understand, what doesn't make sense to me, is why certain parts of our government or certain parties and certain news stations and outlets just feel that they can just feed minorities any kind of garbage and expect them to eat it. Apparently, they came out with some new information about how the Russians has tried to influence the last election by targeting black people. That's right. So I didn't make my decision to vote for Trump because I like his policies, or I actually looked at all the issues and things like that. It was because the Russians, they influenced me. My name is now Kevin Smirnov. So that's what it is. I guess I've been polluted and brainwashed by the Russians. Mishka. Yeah, see, so to throw this type of rhetoric out there based on some ads that maybe the Russians took out and used and posted on Facebook or Twitter or whatever is belittling to our intelligence, at least mine. And if a lot of black people stop and take the second to think about it, they probably would feel the same and hold these people accountable for pushing this type of garbage. So you're telling me then that I can't decipher between a ad, some type of rhetoric that they might post and just straight influence me. Like I don't have no other sources that I might draw from, just these several ads that they posted. I think the biggest influence when it comes down to black people and the way they think is not the Russians. No, it's probably the liberal media and the Democrats who constantly tells black people that they're disenfranchised, that they're discriminated against, that there's all of this mysterious racism following them around, lurking in the shadows, hiding up under the beds, in their closets, things like that. They probably have more of an influence on black people and their voting than anybody else. I'm sure it wasn't Vladimir Putin sitting over there in Russia saying we will destroy America by targeting black people. They cannot understand the difference between them. I'm like, look, that's not what did it. The Russians didn't make Hillary put it on cruise control throughout her whole campaign. The Russians didn't make Hillary try to appeal to the black people by simply talking about hot sauce in her pocket and going on stage with Jay-Z and Beyonce and doing videos with Mary J and all of that stuff and having all these celebrities, John Legend, all of them supporting her. The Russians didn't make her do that. The Russians didn't make her, use her own email server in her basement because she was trying to hide all of the interesting transactions probably that she had going on from the state. The Russians didn't make her do that. The Russians didn't make her become unlikable and not visit certain key states when it came down to campaigning. The Russians didn't make her do that. The Russians didn't make her call young black kids super predators back in the day. Nah, I don't think the Russians had their hand up her butt, puppet in her mouth. I think she was all responsible for that herself. So when are these agencies, when will the Democrats and the liberal media stop pushing this garbage down our throats, trying to make us feel like, see, it was the Russians, and can't even break it down and tell us how? Even when it comes down to them saying Russia hacked our election, they influenced the election. Please tell me how. Give me the psychological breakdown of how one of these ads could convince someone not to vote for Hillary Clinton and to vote for Donald Trump. Show me these ads. I want to review them. I want to look at the ad. I want to dissect it myself and say, if I was just an innocent bystander reading this article, I can see how this might influence me to say, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't vote for Hillary. Maybe I should investigate this Donald Trump. I mean, you have to show some type of results or how it actually influenced anything. Just to say that they targeted it. They targeted black people, or they posted these ads. You're not giving me any data. You're just saying, hey, look, we're the professionals. We know what's going on. Trust us. That's what happened. And we're not even going to tell you how it influenced you, but you don't need to know that. Just know that your minds are so weak, so vulnerable, that it did influence you. Trust us, okay? No, we're not going to show you which ads. No, forget that. We're not going to We're not going to show you how it actually manipulated it. We're not going to say that it was Hillary's emails and all of those things that we actually read and said, man, this woman's wicked. She's crooked. She's deceptive. She's fake. No, it wasn't those things. It was these ads. It was the Russians. It wasn't all of that stuff. It wasn't the fact that her policies stunk and that she ran a campaign that really didn't target black people at all. Actually didn't target Americans at all. Didn't have a message, not at all. Just said vote for me because Donald Trump's evil. Oh, and by the way, all women are just expected to vote for me because you're a woman and she was a woman. That was it. That was it. It had nothing to do with all of those things. It had something to do with these mysterious ads and efforts for them targeting minorities, but you don't want to show us the ads. Tell us how it was even designed. What was the strategy? How were they sitting in their little room saying, if we put these ads out, you know what it would probably do? Influence black people either not to vote or to vote for Donald Trump. And this is how. See, because the Russians have obviously done a psychological profile on how black people think and act and feel, and what would probably, ruffle their feathers. And they came up with a campaign strategy to target just us. Yeah, kind of like how, they just say, we can sell basketball shoes to them if we put, Michael Jordan in front of them. We could sell all types of hip hop music to them and make them just focus on the stuff that doesn't really matter because their brains, they're not fully developed. And they can't really, look at the poor black people. They can't even make it down to the BMV to get voter IDs. So we have to make all these provisions for them. We got to help them out, Matter of fact, let's scrap holding them accountable to getting IDs to vote because obviously they're disenfranchised. They can't get them. They're so far behind that, we just have to look at them as kind of like just not able to keep up with the rest of the pack. So we have to help them out. And so I guess Russia, they looked at us and thought that, they're the easy target. They're that gazelle that's falling behind, that's a little sickly, that can't keep up with the rest of the herd. So let's target them. That's what you're saying? Please show me how it affected or impacted black people before you put some garbage out there and then black people just buying to see. I told you. How did it impact you, brother? I know it did. Who did you vote for? I voted for Hillary, but see, it did impact black people. Please tell me how. Show me how. Don't just regurgitate whatever they say. It's ridiculous, man. Anyway, I hope black people, when they get this information, don't sit back and just take it for face value like, well, I knew something had to be wrong without any type of proof, any type of, justification, no type of explanation of how, nothing. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Got me out here with my dog of color and my white dog of privilege, letting them out. And I thought I'd just respond off of that. Somebody sent me a clip of them talking that craziness. And I said, I can't let this nonsense go without responding. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Check me out every Wednesday night at 7:30, where I go live on YouTube and my live radio blog talk show. Don't forget to check out Extreme Tees. The link is in the bottom. Type my name into the promo code, and you will get a 20% discount. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, you can do that as well. There's a link in the bottom to do that. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless. And stay away from those Russians. Mishka. This is Kevin Smirnov signing off.